So Father Brian, thank you so much for making the time for us.
You're
17
most
years
welcome.
in the making, sir, all of this hard work, and now you saw it come to fruition today. What was that moment like?
Well, it was. I was just very grateful, and I was sneaking looks up at the image on the basilica, and all I said to myself was, "Done."
Done. Okay, and you were there with, a few thousand of your closest friends and teammates really in this process. I want to understand how you got involved. You at one stage, and I want to get this right, had an official title, postulator of the cause of the beatification and canonization of Mother Teresa of Calcutta. How do you get a job like that?
Well, you might say I was the right place at the right time because I was here. I took the course for people who do this kind of work, and then John Paul II surprised us by making an exception to waiting for 5 years, and so they needed someone, and it was we asked the advice of the Jesuits, and they said no, it should be one of your own, and so I was that person. And was a 17-year journey up until today.
I understand you actually had a chance once to meet with Mother Teresa, and she spoke to you directly. Tell me about that interaction. What was that like to be in her presence?
Well, that was the first time in the first moments that I saw her or knew her here in Rome, way back in 1977, so 20 years before she died. And from that time, I was involved in either the brothers or now the fathers group. And so I happened to be very fortunate to be in a place where she would be, Rome often, a place she was often, Rome, New York after, then Tijuana. So quite a number of times during the year or when I would go to Calcutta, I would have a chance to see her.
Father Brian, this is obviously a cause that's very important to you personally, and I know today must be a day of celebration for you, but I have to do my job and present to you the other side of the argument. We have heard from so many people who are not fans of Mother Teresa, now Saint Teresa. In fact, I tweeted a question to our viewers at home saying, what do you think of her? What do you think about today's decision? And I was actually quite shocked by the number of tweets I received of people saying that she took advantage of her role, that she took advantage of the poor in India, that she forced Hindus to convert to Christianity. There's a lot of those detractors. What do you say to them?
Okay, well, first on the conversion question, that is absolutely not true because I know many of the Hindu people who were spent years directly involved. A Hindu woman was working and serving in the Home for the Dying for over 25 years, and Mother Teresa never said anything about changing. Mother Teresa would say, conversion is not my work. If you see what I do that inspires you to be a better Hindu, better Muslim, better Christian, conversion is God's work. So I can say for sure that that's not true.
And what about the accusations that she took money from dictators, that some have gone as far as to call her a fraud?
Okay. The truth is that she didn't take any money from Duvalier, and she was very careful if she had any sense that the money was ill-gotten. I know that, for instance, she's refused a $1 million donation because she had a sense that it was not a good thing to take. So she, as long as she had a sense of where that money was coming from, that she didn't think was properly gained, then she would refuse it.
Father Brian, let's talk about your work. Now, I know you've published a book of letters about Mother Teresa where she revealed that she suffered greatly internally from this sort of darkness, a fear of being abandoned by God and being unable to pray. How do you think that issue of a darkness affected her work?
Well, that's a good question because that was one of the most surprising, even shocking things that we discovered when we started doing the work from those letters. And I think we assumed that she must have been enjoying this great consolation, real union with God, God consoling her to give her that energy to do all what she did. And then we find the exact opposite. And so I would say she lived really by pure faith, naked faith, and from 4:40 in the morning till late at night to love God faithfully, to do what she believed his call was to her, to really had a genuine love for the poor, very concerned for them. So it was one of the most, to me, heroic things of her life.
You know, Father Brian, for folks watching at home that may not be Catholic, that may not even be religious, can you help us understand what does it mean to be declared a saint? What does today symbolize for you?
Okay, well, when Pope Francis put her on the list of saints, because that's really technically what canonization means, that she's listed on the canon, the list of official saints. The church is saying that she's in heaven, and from there she is able to pray for us, intercede for us, and then also importantly, and this beyond the Catholic Church, she had this great echo in her own time, way beyond the church, is that she's an example for us, and we can take that example at different levels, religious level, even a human level. In Calcutta, still today, many volunteers come from all over the world and all over the spiritual map, we could say, and just by serving people and by being concerned and being focused on the poor and other people, everyone gains something, wherever they are, whatever they need, and whatever that might be. So for us, we can imitate. Mother Teresa, I think, became a symbol of goodness, of kindness, and she herself would say, you don't have to go to Calcutta, the poor are everywhere, and just begin even in your own place, and even in your own family. Who is that someone who needs a kind word, a little gesture of kindness, whatever thoughtful thing that we can do, that we're focused outside of ourselves rather than only thinking about ourselves.
Well, you've been focused on her for the past 17 years, and today you got to enjoy the fruits of that labor. Congratulations, Father Brian.
Thank you very much. Thank you.